So thank you guys for coming today. As we know what the agenda of today is, well, basically to start off, Dribble is recognized for diverse workforce and its commitment to inclusivity. And so what brings us here today is we have a slight issue. And so, hi, my name is Alex, and I am a senior human resource manager. It's nice to see you guys, Kathy and Ben again. And so maybe let's introduce our newcomer, Kate. Why don't you go?
Thank you for having me in this discussion. I'm Kate, a member of Kathy's team. For context, I joined Dribble 2 months ago, relocating from Japan where I worked previously. And I would like to share the struggles the other Japanese colleagues are facing in adjusting to this new environment today.
Thank you so much. So why don't we also introduce Kathy? Go on ahead to introduce yourself to all of us.
Well, Hi guys, I'm Kathy. I'm regional office manager, and I'm just trying to introduce my thoughts about our company's diverse diverse colleagues. And yeah, let's discuss about it.
Thank you, Kathy. What about you, Ben? Let me hear more about you.
Yes, hello. It's nice working with you again, Kathy, Alex. It was very nice working with you guys last time. So hi, and to Kate, hi, I'm Ben. I'm the senior software engineer. I'm from the US, and I've been with Dribble for 5 years.
So good to see you guys all and introduce yourself. Thank you so much. And well, I'm an outsider, I would say, I guess, because I'm the senior human resource manager. And well, we've seen these kinds of issues quite often. But Dribble, again, is a company that where we emphasize diversity and inclusiveness. So even when we have these kind of transfer programs, well, we want to minimize and kind of demolish the tension. We want to lower it. And obviously it's normal to have these kind of tension, but in this meeting agenda, we kind of want to talk about how do we minimize it? How do we get rid of it? What can we do? What are the procedures we want to be taking to decrease these kinds of tension? So, um, let's start the meeting. So, what do you guys think, first of all? I want to kind of invite you guys for suggestions, any ideas, concerns. Go on, Ben. Why don't you give me one suggestion?
Yes. Yeah, I totally agree that here at Dribble, it's very important. It's a great point of emphasis that we have this mutual understanding of backgrounds and cultural differences among our colleagues, and that we are all about diversity and inclusion and making everyone feel accepted. Which is why I think before we can tackle this issue, we first have to know the root cause. So could I invite Kate here to share your concerns about the company culture right now?
Um, I would say Dribble is committed to diversity and inclusion, which was also the reason why I was excited to join here. But I feel like our Japanese colleagues was kind of disconnected to this commitment or reputation of Dribble. We face hesitation when collaborating with colleagues of other nationalities. For example, in Japan, silence during discussions often signals respect, as we listen carefully before responding others. But in Dribble, I feel like it was somehow misinterpreted as disengagement and created some unnecessary friction between us and other colleagues from with other nationalities. I'd like to clarify that the core issue is not language barriers, because all Japanese transfers must demonstrate high English proficiency to qualify for the scheme. The challenge actually lies in some unspoken cultural norms. And I would also emphasize on the importance of consensus building for Japanese. I understand building a consensus is really time costly, but and it sometimes is seen as inefficiency by you guys. So the recent incident that happened is that a proposal was escalated without full team alignment left many of us feeling sidelined. then these are not just workflow differences, it's cultural disconnects that impacts our trust. Personally, I really appreciate Kathy being supportive to my work, but we rarely discuss about my inner feelings and how I'm adapting to Hong Kong, this working environment, or the cultural nuances. But back in Japan, my company ensured mentorship and also structured onboarding to help me integrate. So I was able to navigate company culture and also build my self-confidence. But when I'm in Dribble, I feel like a lot what are missing, and some of my Japanese colleagues also feel the same. But the irony is that Dribble has the right values on paper, but we don't have a system for that. We have diversity, but we do not have the inclusion in reality. So I'm not trying to blame anyone. It's about alignment. So if we want to live up to the reputation of Dribble, I think it's important to prioritize these issues and bridge the gaps.
Really, I do agree with the new stuff aligning with company's culture, but like it is very hard to make everyone from different background to work happily. So I was feeling so sorry about Kate about the different difficulties you're facing about adjusting to new cultures. Yeah, I do feel so sorry about that. And but actually, I just really want to respect our team members' privacy and their professionalism. So I would like team members to really approach to me, not I'm the one who's trying to pry on them and really like disturb their privacy and their lives. Yeah. So I
Oh,
think adhering only to the work practices and culture of people's home country will not really help them to really get used to our company's culture and yeah, belong to our company.
okay. So, well, thank you, Kate, for sharing the stories and clarifying the issue, debunking it, getting more insights to it. And well, I kind of, well, obviously, I'm in the same position as Kathy in terms of feeling bad for all of the circumstances you have had to face. And in terms of Kathy, I really like the idea of what you mentioned right there about not trying to manage or not trying to be the one to tell the orders, but them approaching to you. And I also really agree to that. And for me, as myself being a senior human resource manager, I've been in this industry for quite long now. And I feel like, well, from what I've learned, I've built this philosophy in myself where one's adjustment to a different culture depends on his or her open-mindedness and flexibility. My emphasis here is that it's not really the external factors, but it's the internal factors. In this case, I feel like it's not what the company should be doing to get the people more culturally conscious or culturally sensitive, but it's that people that the staff should actively work in terms of fitting in, and it's not something that the company should provide them with, but more internally, if that is clear with everybody.
Well,
Yeah.
I see where you're coming from, but I really can't say I agree with that philosophy. I think that is not the individual staff responsibility to fit in, and rather I think a more top-down approach where the superiors they give a clear direction and clear motivation to promote this inclusiveness and helping the staff fit in. This is what really encourages all of the staff members to be more understanding and accepting and that and I also think that building an inclusive and diverse workplace should be the responsibility of every staff, and that is not just the new recruits, but also the managers. I think we should all be a part of this. We should all be a part of building this inclusive workplace community. And if needed, I think I could be a mentor to these new expat recruit colleagues. I think since back when I joined 5 years ago as a US expat myself to Hong Kong, I was also really confused and I wasn't sure of what to do. But the Hong Kong team was so incredibly supportive that they helped me through so much, and now I really want to just do what I can for new recruits. And if you want some other suggestions, I also think it would be nice to have some workshops for staff members to better understand these cultural differences and develop the cultural awareness in the workplace. Because from what I hear, from what I can see from from Kate's story, sorry, is that a lot of this comes from just not understanding the cultural differences in Japan compared to, our other colleagues who may come from Singapore, the US, Hong Kong. So I think these kind of workshops could really help solve this kind of problem. And do you have any other
Yeah, I think the
viewpoints on
workshop
this?
will really help us help our company to be reunited because recently, Alex, you also like tell me you want to recruit our company and those kind of thing. And I really do agree with the importance of recruiting. And because we already been through so many problems about cultural differences and working with diverse people with different backgrounds. So I really agree with Ben about the workshop because workshop through the workshop we can really raise staff's awareness of culture diversity, and if we really understand, like for example, if you if Ben really understood Kate who is from Japan, and those kind of culture differences, there would have be better understanding of each other, and it would really help our company to be reunited. So I think the workshop would be a better opportunity to improve our understanding of each other, I would say.
So okay. I get where you're going, I think, with Ben and also Kathy. And I really appreciate the feedback and the suggestions you guys gave. But I do feel like that workshop might interfere with the sort of, let's say, micromanagement kind of concept, which I am not the biggest fan of. And from my experiences as a senior human resource manager, I've seen cases of micromanaging not necessarily going to the right direction that we're intending to. I feel like when it comes to micromanaging or the workshop idea, it might be a little bit too external, something that people might be controlling them to, forcing them to, kind of hindering their inner motivation in a way. So I'm not too much of a fan, but I really appreciate all of you guys' contribution and feedback that you guys gave. Um, Kate, I'm sorry for leaving you out a little bit out of this conversation when you were the one who brought this whole agenda. What is your take or what is your suggestions right now? How do you feel?
I would say workshop is also one of the possible approaches, but I think Ben's suggestion of having a mentorship program would also work. And I really appreciate, Ben, that you are willing to become a mentor to help us, the new employees from other countries. So I think an official mentorship program by mentors can help new employees to navigate company culture, and we can try to pairing those international employees with mentors who understand both local and expatriate perspectives and make a huge difference as they provide guidance to us, and that can help us to build our confidence and help us to adapt faster. And I also think that mentors play a key role in professional growth because they can share their industry insights and offering career advice to us, and maybe can also help us develop some critical skills to help us grow in this career. Maybe add on like pairing up new staffs and those mentors. We can also have monthly meetings to ensure a consistent support, and also giving mentees a safe space to discuss challenges and receive feedback from the mentors. And I believe a strong mentorship program can improve collaboration because when employees understand different communication styles and cultural norms, teamwork becomes smoother and tensions also decrease, especially to address the cultural problem and also the friction that we face just now. Before. And I believe a structured feedback loop also allows the program to evolve based on our needs. Yeah.
Okay, I I really do understand your idea, Kate, but I don't really think the mentoring program will really help our company because, our company already has open communication between supervisor and members. So we don't really want to waste our time and those kind of things just for the communication. And for enrolling mentorship duty to the leaders is same as just enrolling another pressure to the team leaders. So because they already got so many things to do and so many things to consider about, but yeah, about enrolling the mentorship will really give them another pressure upon them. And if, for example, if you got a mentor who is from other team, it wouldn't really help you because if the mentor is from other team, the work advice from him will not really related with the department's goal, and because it is really depending on each team. So it can even cause another confuse and misalign to the mentees. So I don't really agree with the mentorship program.
Okay. Thank you for your insight. Well, I feel like listening to Kate and Kathy, I can both relate, but I am personally a fan of the mentorship program. Again, my philosophy underlies in the inner kind of feeling, getting that inner sight. And I feel like the mentorship program can heighten that a little bit, but at the same time, I'm not too sure in that sense because of that mentor where um it's like a it might be to a certain extent it can be micromanaging, but at the same time it can grow that inner sense. So I'm not too sure. But what about Kate? What do you think about for now? Like your any suggestions after hearing what Kathy said to your comment?
Maybe if we have different like approaches and different suggestions, shouldn't we make like we have more rounds of discussions and I will make an action plan for that so that we can kind of measure the feasibility and also to tack how we tackle all those problems.
Okay, okay. So I think yeah, we definitely need an action plan. I think that was also part of kind of the agenda here as well. Ben, you didn't really talk afterwards, but what do you think? What's your opinions on right now?
I mean, no, I'm all for the mentorship program. This is kind of how I got to where I am. So if you guys think the mentorship program's good, I already said I can volunteer. I do think you said about worrying about the department goals. I think anything that gets the makes the new colleagues feel comfortable is what is that's our priority. So I like the Murphy program.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the mentorship program does make sense. I'm just really, really aware or kind of scared about that appropriate reporting line within a team, you if that makes sense. Like if, for example, it may be considered overreaching if someone volunteers to mentor a member of another team. And in that sense, it can also be kind of micromanaging. And I'm just really not a fan about that because I've seen it and it just doesn't work. So in this meeting, I think we did make a significant progress. We were able to understand our major concern from Kate. We started off from Kate discussing that and debunking the issue. Then we had Ben's suggestion, and then we also had Kathy's suggestion and feedback on all of the suggestions and progress we made through here. And so, as you guys are kind of like you guys are the representatives, I guess, in this meeting for all of your nationalities and departments. I would like you guys to share a word for your department so we can all tell and kind of lower the tension and the issue that we are having right now. Our action plan for now is probably to proceed with the mentorship program, but with a little bit more high sensitivity or sense in being a little bit cautious about micromanaging. That's the call that I have to make. Any final suggestions, words by anybody?
Oh,
I'd say,
the
yeah.
action plan needs to be done
Okay.
within 1 week. So do we have any plans for our next meeting?
Um, I feel like in 1 week we have to finalize our action plan. Then I think after the week we have to evaluate on how the action plan is going to it is working. We have to do feedback. It's kind of like test marketing. It's the same thing. We have to analyze it, go through multiple times, and then finalize it till we get to a point where we can demolish this tension. Everyone works with diversity and inclusivity like Dribble's basic mission statement or value.
Okay.
Anything else from anybody, or are we all settled?
I think we're all good for today's meeting.
Yeah, I
And
think we're good.
yeah.
Kate, no final words? You all right?
Mhm.
Mm, I just want to like emphasize that I really, really treasure the culture and also the mission of Dribble of being inclusive and also having diverse employees. So I hope that our action plan can help us to address those cultural issues and like can make us being a better team and with a stronger, connections and solidate our collaboration. Yeah.
Yeah, great. Okay. So thank you guys for having me today and having Kate and Kathy and Ben. I'll see you guys soon. Let's see how it goes. Let's have another meeting. See you guys. Thank you.